Cyber risk is moving on several fronts at once, from active threats to broader defensive pressure. Welcome to the Kernel Panic Brief. Today we're covering several major cybersecurity developments that matter for defenders, security leaders, and incident response teams. Multiple vendors release security patches or advisories addressing newly disclosed vulnerabilities. Our next story is Copy.Fail Linux vulnerability. This is the worst Linux vulnerability in years. TLDR, Copy.Fail is a Linux kernel local privilege escalation, not a browser or clipboard attack. Disclosed by Theory on 29 April 2026 with a working POC. It abuses the kernel crypto API, AFALG sockets, plus splicewit to write 4 bytes at a time, straight into the page cache of a file the attacker does not own. The exploit works unmodified across Ubuntu, RHEL, Debian, SUSE, Amazon Linux, Fedora, and most others. No race condition, no per distro offsets. The file on disk is never modified. AIE, Tripwire, and checksum-based monitoring see nothing. Kubernetes pod security standards restricted, and the default runtime default seccomp profile do not block the syscall used. A custom seccomp profile is needed. The mainline fix landed on 1 April. Distros are rolling kernels out now. Patch. Local privilege escalation sounds dry, so let me unpack it. It means an attacker who already has some way to run code on the machine, even as the most boring, unprivileged user, can promote themselves to root. From there, they can read every file, install backdoors, watch every process, and pivot to other systems. Why does that matter on shared infrastructure? Because local covers a lot of ground in 2026. Every container on a shared Kubernetes node, every tenant on a shared hosting box, every CI/CD job that runs untrusted pull request code, every WSL2 instance on a Windows laptop, every containerized AI agent given shell access. Why this matters? The story signals a meaningful cybersecurity development that may affect defender priorities, exposure, or monitoring. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is Webinar, What the Riskiest SOC Alerts Go Unanswered, and How Radiant Security Can Help. Why do the riskiest SOC alerts go unanswered? Security operations teams are drowning in alerts, but the real problem isn't always alert volume, it's the blind spots. The most dangerous alerts are the ones no one is investigating. A recent report from the Hacker News examined why certain high-risk alert categories, WAF, DLP, OT/IoT, dark web intelligence, and supply chain signals, consistently, why this matters. The story signals a meaningful cybersecurity development that may affect defender priorities, exposure, or monitoring. The immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is ABB AC500v3 multiple vulnerabilities. This is the latest development in an ongoing issue we have been tracking. View CSAF summary. ABB became aware of severe vulnerability in the product's versions listed as affected in the advisory. An update is available that resolves these vulnerabilities. An attacker who successfully exploited these vulnerabilities could bypass the user management and read visualization files, CVE 2025-2595, read and write certificates and keys, CVE 2025-41659, or cause a denial of service, DOS, CVE 2025-41691. The following versions of ABB AC500v3 multiple vulnerabilities are affect. Why this matters: the story includes a specific vulnerability and remediation signal, which makes it directly actionable for defenders. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. Our next story is ABB WebPro SNMP card power value multiple vulnerabilities. This is the latest development in an ongoing issue we have been tracking. View CSAF summary. ABB became aware of multiple internally discovered vulnerabilities in the WebPro SNMP card power value for the product versions listed as affected in the advisory. Depending upon the vulnerability, an attacker with access to local network who successfully exploited this vulnerability could have unauthorized access, insufficient session expiration leading to resource unavailability, uncontrolled resource consumption leading to DOS attack. ABB strongly advises customers to update. Why this matters. The story signals a meaningful cybersecurity development that may affect defender priorities, exposure, or monitoring. For defenders, the immediate takeaway is to validate exposure, review detections, and confirm that response playbooks still match the current threat picture. That is your Kernel Panic Brief. If you rely on this roundup, follow the channel for the next daily cybersecurity briefing.